Are you bummed out because Urshifu Rapid Strike isn't available in Regulation H and you need a new Water-type attacker? Fear not. Welcome, fellow trainers, to this first episode in the Training for VGC series. In this episode, we're going over the basics of Basculegion and the possible roles it can fill on your team. If you're in need of a Water-type attacker for the upcoming Baltimore or Louisville regionals, I would encourage you to consider Basculegion, as it has a unique position within the game and provides some serious offensive potential to a variety of team compositions. This underexplored Water and Ghost-type Pokemon is the final form of the white-striped Hisuian Basculin. In Scarlet and Violet, you can find this white-striped form exclusively in the pond present within the timeless woods of Kitakami. You know, that place you went to catch Blood Moon or Saloon and that never went back to? Yeah, that one. Once you have your hands on a white-striped Basculin, the Basculin must do 294 damage to itself with recoil moves without fainting in order to evolve. This mandates trips to the closest Pokemon Center or the use of healing items to accomplish. Generally, if you use Wave Crash and Double Edge on level 30 to 40 Pokemon, you'll rack up the damage on your Pokemon quickly, while also doing enough damage to one-hit KO them, thereby minimizing the chances your Basculin will be knocked out accidentally during the process. This is, of course, assuming you're using a fresh caught Basculin around level 60 or so, or higher. Once you've crossed the damage threshold, raise your Basculin's level one time, and it will evolve into Basculegion. Now that you know how to catch and evolve Basculegion, let's look at the different forms so you can decide what will fit best on your team. First, we have the abilities. In my opinion, the primary abilities to consider running on Basculegion are either Swift Swim or Adaptability, rather than its hidden ability, Mold Breaker. Swift Swim is meant exclusively for use on rain teams. This doubles the Pokemon's speed in the rain, and other team compositions will receive little or no benefit from this ability. Adaptability, on the other hand, turns your same type attack bonus multiplier, or stab for short, into a 2.0 multiplier rather than the usual 1.5, meaning that Ghost and Water moves receive a significant power increase, as do moves of Basculegion's Terra type. Lastly, while Mold Breaker can have an interesting niche use case, as it allows you to ignore the effects of other Pokemon's abilities, it's primarily of interest only if you really want to Wave Crash Gastrodon. After a fair bit of testing, my preference is for Adaptability, as the benefits it provides are useful on all team compositions, not only rain teams. However, running Swift Swim could allow you to reverse sweep opposing rain teams, should you make the meta call that there will be many rain teams at an upcoming event, or if you want a fast sweeper for your own rain team. Moving on to the stats. Similar to the Indeedee line, male and female Basculegion have different stat spreads. The male is a physical attacker, while the female is better for special attacking. Overall, Basculegion has a great health pool, respectable but not overwhelming offenses, and middling defenses and speed. As with any Pokemon, you'll want to decide on its role within your team and craft your stats around that role. Personally, I have been trying either a max attack or special attack, and max speed with adaptability, or a variant with close to max attack and then a split between speed and health to increase bulk, while still taking advantage of Swift Swim. Basculegion has a fairly diverse move pool, but I'm only going to go through what I think are the most viable options here. Starting with the male, you have Aqua Jet for priority. Wave Crash is your primary damage-dealing stab, though you can replace that with Waterfall or Liquidation if you would prefer not taking recoil damage. Most of the time, you'll be clicking that physical damage water move button, as it is male Basculegion's primary role. Then, from the use of a Mirror Herb and Picnic to transfer moves, male Basculegion learns Last Respects from Houndstone. Last Respects is an excellent physical ghost-type move that grows in power as your team is knocked out, which makes it ideal for closing out games. Male Basculegion is one of only 3 Pokemon that learns this move, with Basculin and Houndstone being the other 2 Pokemon that can do so. Crunch, Psychic Fangs, and Terra Blast are all your best coverage options for a male Basculegion, and of course there is Protect. As a final note, Basculegion can learn Flip Turn as well, should you want a fast U-turn option that it gets stab on. Personally, my preference is to run it with Aqua Jet, Wave Crash, Last Respects, and Protect along with a Life Orb, or replace Protect with Flip Turn and hold a Choice Scarf or Choice Band. For the female, Shadow Ball is your go-to Ghost-type stab. Unless your team is sporting a lot of status conditions, then you could consider replacing Shadow Ball with Hex for extra damage on your targets that have a status condition. For water moves, you have access to the excellent Muddy Water and Surf if you're feeling spicy, or if you want single-target water moves, Hydro Pump, which is admittedly prone to missing, or Chilling Water and Water Pulse if rolling the dice on accuracy isn't how you like to play. Protect is always a great option, as is Terra Blast for coverage. Finally, female Basculegion can fill a role that the male cannot. With Terra Ice and either Ice Beam or Blizzard, you have one of the hardest hitting Ice-type special attackers in the game during Regulation H. I've been experimenting extensively with this variant of Basculegion, and personally I think it's one of the best uses for the female Basculegion when combined with the choice specs. My favorite set so far has been Ice Beam, Shadow Ball, Surf, and Blizzard with the choice specs on a team with Alolan Ninetales, though at some point I plan to try out Muddy Water on a Gravity team. If a spontaneous Terra Ice Blizzard Basculegion wins the regionals near you, remember that you heard it here first. Or if someone else came up with the idea before me, I'd love to watch their video on it, so let me know in the comments. One other option of note for either Basculegion form is that they can both learn Icy Wind, should you wish to use them for speed control. As a final note, there are several options for your Terra. On the offense side, for both Basculegion forms, you have Terra Water and Terra Ghost, boosting the respective stab damage even further. Terra Ice is exclusive in my opinion to female Basculegion, as she has far better Ice-type moves to take advantage of the boost type damage. Terra Fire and Terra Grass are great options since they both resist Grass and turn Basculegion's other weaknesses into neutral damage or resisted attacks. Terra Fairy and Terra Steel are always good, solid options as two of the best defensive Terras in the game, and Terra Normal would probably be my go-to if Calyrex Shadow was still running around, but Regulation H already took care of that for us. So there you have it, trainers. I hope you found this information helpful, and thank you for watching. If there is a Pokemon you would like me to go over in a video in the near future, please let me know down in the comments. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day, and remember, never surrender.